Tower of Fantasy is a cheap Genshin clone. No, it is not. People need to get that backwards thinking out of their minds. Tower of Fantasy is so much more than a cheap Genshin Impact clone. There are aesthetic similarities. Nobody is going to deny or contest that opinion. They need to be blind to. And there are areas that are objectively worse than Genshin. But at the same time, the game does a variety of things better, which I am going to cover in detail in a separate video coming later this week. This video, though, is pertaining to something exponentially more important. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment here to thank all of the absolute chads and chadettes that support this channel via Patreon. You're all freaking legends. Seriously, each and every single one of you. I would offer to give each of you a kiss, but I suffer from severe intimacy issues. Additionally, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest MMO gacha and gaming news, take a second here to follow Mrs. Stix and I over on Twitter. We tweet daily. Now, what could be more important than explaining the differences between Genshin and Tower of Fantasy, clearing up any and all misconceptions surrounding both the games? Waifus? Duh. Waifus always take precedence over everything. Alright, you know what? I'll admit that was a bit of a vague statement, so let me just take a moment here to elaborate. Earlier today, it was revealed that Tower of Fantasy is going to be offering a specific item to players, the SSR weapon box. This weapon box is going to provide players the option of obtaining any SSR character they want. As noted on screen, you'll have the option of Thunderblades, Rosy Edge, Icewind Arrow, Absolute Zero, Scythe of the Crow, Chakram of the Seas, Negating Cube, Dual EM Stars, and the Molten Shield V2. With the addition of this reward, players are in essence guaranteed a minimum of 3 SSR characters within their first 80 pulls. This is surprisingly generous, and I know that I'm probably in the minority here, as I feel as though I'm generally happy with whichever husbandos or waifus that I get in each respective gacha game, but I know a lot of players that are greatly affected by the characters that they pull, as is the potential likelihood that they will continue playing the game long term if they're unable to re-roll to obtain exactly who or what they want. So, Tower Fantasy are essentially guaranteeing everyone the opportunity to obtain the single character that could make or break the game for them. Something that I genuinely believe that every other gacha game should do. Tower Fantasy might have had their issues within China. They might still have some bugs that need ironing out, but I think we're off to a good start here. Just remember, launch day will likely be a mess regardless of how prepared they are. Now, if you're interested in my 3-week beta test experience, I have a video for that right here. It covers everything that I witnessed playing it, or alternatively, here's a list of gacha games actually launching this month, which is an important watch if you're looking for something new to play.